off, Reeker. Ard Kaddock refuses to see you. Now go, before I gut you.
The Ard needs to hear what I have to say, my friend. It is imperative that we speak. Reach folk. I don't believe I've ever dealt with a more distrustful lot. I'm here on urgent business, but the despot of Markarth refuses to see me. While the Grey Host gathers, he hides behind his sentries and his walls, thinking to escape their fury. Ard Kaddock. He rules the Reach from Understone Keep in Markarth. I've come to offer my help against the Grey Host, but he has turned me away time and time again. Meanwhile, even here, in the shadow of the city, the Grey Host plots and conspires. It's an alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and destruction. To protect the Reach, I need to learn why the Grey Host has come here, and I need to secure the cooperation of Ard Kaddock. Would you be willing to help me? With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the sentry. With your help, we may save the Reach yet, while I continue to exert diplomatic. Reach folk deal in bargains. They respect strength and skill, and they believe in rewarding favors. If we can bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating these qualities, I think he'll agree to hear us out. If we're to stop the Grey Host and help the Reach, we don't have a choice. At the very least, we need his resources and support. In my time here, I have heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn. Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk. They don't suffer long speeches, not even short ones. Keep your conversation with the sentry brief and to the point. Once you find something, meet me in Markarth at Understone Keep.
Didn't you hear? You and that fancy bastard aren't welcome here. Get, or I'll make a scarf out of your guts! We know all about the Blood Drinkers and the Beast Folk. We were dealing with them just fine before Ard Kaddock called us back to Markarth. The Witch Rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business. Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for Ard Kaddock. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
The Ard demands on...
That could be helpful.
Stay here as long as you like. I'm done waiting for Ard Kaddock to muster the clans.
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels?
You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool.
Side by side!
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires. Get away from me, you reeker. You think a reach warrior with only one good leg can't gut you? Well, think again. The Grey Host? Does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It was the damn witch rebels. And they can't tell a reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits, take the lot of them. Aye, like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting Arana, Arana as they bore down on me. I took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader. No, like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Standar keep me safe.
And my coins in my purse.
Yeah, my friend. Was your hunt successful? You couldn't have timed your arrival any better. Ardkadak holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use? What did you learn? Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against? Flee this city, with a Grey Host prowling the countryside. Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ardkadak. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me. Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadak. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the despot of Markarth, but you can never be too certain with Reach folk.
You again? You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence, outsider? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep? Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ard Kadok? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today. Not yet you don't, but you will. Ard Kadok is likely to remove your head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
What fool do I have to behead for letting you in here? You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the despot of Markarth? The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, eh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know, and won't have you fed to my hunting dogs. Spies in my city? Well, that would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin. Arana. I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, eh? But I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out a Reach witch. That commands respect. For now. Aye, they agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect. They can have it. Verandis wants to meet? Then talk to my advisor, Lady Boleyn. Track down Arana for her, and I'll listen to every word he has to say.
I couldn't help but overhear Ard Kadok's voice it carries. Now tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name you provided? Arana, I believe you said? Ah, therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses that decorate the landscape. It's like finding a tooth in a hen's beak. Most witches give deference to the Ard. Arana is a troublemaker. Actually, that task falls to you. A favor for a favor, yes. That's how business works here. Locate the rebels, find Arana, and urge her to stop meddling in Markarth's affairs. Do that, and you shall earn a place for you and your count in the Reach. That look on your face. I know curiosity when I see it. Very well. I can spare a few more moments before sending you off on your task. What does the outsider in Ard Kadok's court wish to know?
Over here, my friend. Before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ard Kadok. Impressive. You accomplished more in mere moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. We'll find Arana, see if the witch rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigations and meet you back here.
If you see a pawn shop, give a shout. I want to get a gift for Aurelia.
Hold there, outsider. These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy. Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Greyhost bastards and Carrick's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way, too. You're a hunter. Truly. Sounds more like Carrick and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Greyhost has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk. The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Greyhost is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that.
You've met your match.
There's a supply sack just there. That's going to come in handy.
I don't think we're the first to camp here. Lots of fresh tracks.
Get some rest. The guards will watch over us.
This one, Tefan. Come, Harrier. Give me your measure. Tefern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon. Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tefern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here? Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say? The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you out. The spirits will see you safely to Valthum, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade.
Oh, nice. What did you find? Stendarr was with us in that fight.
Caddock hangs on my every word, and soon Reach folk will fill Markarth like a larder.
Excellent. With Markarth prepared, we need only claim the Arctzan keystone.
I'll make inquiries. Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare. You actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me. You, the thorn that caused me no small amount of irritation and solitude. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, spying on me from the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Why have you come to this forsaken barrow? You stand before Rada al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbog try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mud crab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all. Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person? And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were. I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly, then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree?
Welcome back, my friend. Tell me what you learned. Your arrival is fortuitous, as I have only just returned myself. Were you able to make contact with the rebels? Did you meet with Arana? I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? As for Arana, do you think we can convince her and her rebels to join our cause? You spoke to Rada. Did he... No matter. If Rada al-Siran is here, our time grows short. Talk to Kadak. If he deems what you tell him worthy, maybe he'll finally be willing to work with me. Then we can figure out how to deal with the Grey Host. It was only a matter of time before Rada and I crossed paths again. I just didn't think it would be this soon.
Sentry Bodful sent word. The Grey Host is...
I'll hear no more of this! Go! I want to talk to the outsider. The outsider returns? But are you a true warrior? Or a parasite like these damned leeches? Did you do as Lady Boleyn asked? Did you deal with Arana? Tell me you have her head in your pack. I've got a pike on the walls waiting to be decorated. That's not what you are asked to look into. Still, it confirms my own suspicions about my own keep witch. Don't look so surprised. I'm not half as stupid as people think, Rover. Allow. I can count on 3 fingers the number of people I allow in Understone Keep. The rest, they come and go as they please. Let me tell you about the Ember Dance. It's a ceremony we perform here in the Reach. Have you ever heard of it? We grab a handful of hot coals and dance on a bit of straw. Ah, these coals burn, Rover, right to the bone. But if you drop even one, the straw lights, and the flames take all of you to Molik Ball. Do you see? Belene's a hot coal. So I grip her tight. I'm going to sharpen my sword. And wait. If you and the Noble plan to fight the Grey Host, I won't stop you. But remember, Markarth is more than dwarven stones and high walls. It's strength. Make Arana understand that. That's how you can help. Still begging? I should have the tongue ripped from your head and... God damn it, Rover. A favor for a favor, That's the Reach way. All right, tell the noble. Our Carrick will see him whenever he's ready. You think I'm foolish to keep Lady Boleyn close, don't you? It takes a bit of foolishness to rule this place, don't you know? You tell this high elf of yours. I'll see him if he wants.
Boleyn hasn't returned, but she could have other eyes here in court. Be wary. I've been watching, but Lady Boleyn hasn't returned to Understone Keep yet. I wonder how the Ard plans to deal with her. Speaking of Ard Kadok, will he meet with me now? Will he help us stop Rada al-Siran and the Grey Host? Well, that's some progress, at least, and farther than I was able to get on my own. Thank you. I'll talk to Kadok, then I'd like to make contact with Arana. We'll need the rebels' help and more if we're going to defeat the Grey Host. Your investigations uncovered that Ard Kadok's advisor, Lady Belaine, is working with the Grey Host, and that she's a vampire. To hide that from me takes great power. Tell me exactly what you heard during Rada al-Saran's conversation with her. With your warning, Ard Kadok can decide what to do with Lady Belaine's advice in the future. As to why they care that Reach folk gather within the city, I'll need to think about that. Did you hear anything else of significance during their exchange? Rodder tried to use dwarven devices once, but nothing came of it. Interesting. As I toured the city, I met Nolavan. He works with dwarven scrap in the southeast section of Markarth. Maybe he can lead us to this keystone before Lady Belaine acquires it. Despite occupying the ruins of their lost civilization, few Reach folk want anything to do with dwarven devices. That's why Nolavan intrigued me. While you deal with him, I'll seek out Arana's rebels. If I can't find them, they will surely notice me. And so I shall, briefly. Kadok has a city full of Reach folk to deal with, so I don't want to unduly distract him. Then I need to locate Arana. If we can get the rebels to work with us against the Grey Host, we'll have more than a fighting chance.
Aye, you're an outsider. I guess when the Ard made us put up those scratchings he calls signs, it really worked. Attracted you right to my business. Unfortunately, we're closed right now. Come back later, and bring your gold. Artzand. Sounds dwarven. I guess that's why you came to see me. No one in Markarth knows more about the deep folk and their scrap than old Nolavan. Now, keystones. That's another matter. Could refer to a wedge that supports an arch, maybe? Well, that is the other kind. You might be able to find one in Batharzel. I could sell you a map to the place, but it won't be cheap. Or if you do a simple job for me, I'll give you the map as payment. Quick work that would help me a great deal. Aye, more than cover it. Here's your map. Leads right to Batharzel, I guarantee it. You might need to do a little searching to find the entrance, but that map will get you close. Now, please, I have so much work to do before I can open the shop.
Hey you, Verandis has need of you. You look more or less the way Verandis described you. More or less. He said he sent you to talk to the scrap dealer, and here you are. Amazing. Anyway, he wants to see you, right now. He did. Here, let me mark a location on your map. That's Rebel's Retreat, what Arana and her people call their camp in the foothills. Verandis wants you to meet him there. You should move quickly. Verandis has a way with words, but he's still a verbose high elf vampire noble from High Rock, any and all of which can get you killed in the Reach.
You know, I've read about this place. Amazing.
Ah, Arana. Here comes my associate now.
Aye, that one I know. Very well, Verandis. I'll speak to them. I see Verandis' word is good. He said I could treat with you, and here you are. The Count tells me that Lady Belaine and the Grey Host leader, Rada El Saran, seek some powerful relic. The Arcthazand Keystone. Is that correct? Let me see your map. Yes, I know that name. But dwarven mischief riddles the bones of the Reach. It could be anywhere. My mother called this place the Hissing Maze. Said it's full of mechanical monsters that guard a trove of silver. 3 marks. 3 places to search. All right. I'll help you in Verandis, but not before the spirits bless our alliance. I want you to undertake a ritual. If the spirits favor you, we'll face the Grey Host together. Positive thoughts, Harrier. Positive thoughts. Participate in the ritual. Then we will see what we will see. Without the blessings of the spirits, 'twould be unseemly for this alliance to go forward. The ritual begins with the preparation. Gather a Briarheart seed, a Hagraven's eye, and a handful of bright river shale. Check to the east, west, and south.
about all of this. Incredible. Another find for your pack.
The Harrier returns, swift as a crow on the wing. I have prepared the ritual fire. Did you bring the components I requested? Well done, Harrier. Now, once we undertake this ritual, we will be bound by blood and spirit. It's a union stronger than stone and more eternal than the stars. Are you ready for such a commitment? Good. So am I. Let's hope the spirits feel the same way. Place the components in the fire and stand back. No matter what you see or hear, stand your ground and think about our alliance. Keep that purpose in your mind. Understand? Go on. Toss. Heed our call, Hunt King. Two great packs seek the same full moon. Make them one, bound by common prey. Let Rach and Raven drink of the same dark blood. How your blessing, mighty Hircine! Send a sign and guide our hunt. Look, Hircine paints our quarry in smoke and stars. Our pact has been blessed, Harrier.
Between the Raven Watcher's expertise and Aroda's knowledge of the Reach, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. Just stay mindful. Even sealed by a Daedric ritual, this alliance remains young and fragile. We must nurture it. Yes, Bethar Zel. I overheard while you were speaking to Arana. We discussed finding it while you were gathering the ritual components. Locating the keystone is your next priority. Arana indicated that she wanted to accompany you. Gwendis brought news from Markarth. Lady Belaine has departed the city, and she intends to give chase. I will assist her in the hope that pursuing Belaine might turn up something useful. Just don't let that keystone fall into Rada al-Saran's hands.
The ritual was a success. Our union has been blessed by Hircine himself. I'm not certain what the spirits showed us, but I'll figure it out eventually. I always do. Are you ready to search for the keystone now, Harrier? I think I know where to begin. Aye, Harrier. We're bound together now. And how else will you find anything in those forsaken depths? I think the skytail we saw in the fire, the snake, will point the way. Once I figure out how it connects to all this, that is. That's what we call the shapes in the stars. Constellations is your word, I think. Some of my sisters can read the stars the way you read a book. See the future, learn the truth in every twinkle. I don't have the knack. It's fire and bones for me. We made a pact, and Hircine blessed it. He put us on the scent, and I plan to track it to the end. Besides, without someone who knows the Reach, the map's useless. You know what monsters hate? Silver. According to the stories, the Tharzel is full of it. I need to speak to Tayfern before I set out. Go on, Harrier. I'll find you on the trail.
Night never yields! Good quality there.
Look, Harrier. A plaque. Let's examine it. That's a skytail. We call it the Hunter, but I think you would refer to it as the Thief.
Ready to write the next chapter? Get back, fiend!
These plaques are as old as these hills, Harrier. Take a look. That's the Witch in the Stars, or the Mage, as you call it.
Damn it! Where are they?
We think the dwarves placed these plaques, but no one really knows. See what that one says. That depicts the sky tail of the headsman. I think your people call it the warrior. I knew it would come to me, eventually. The ritual, the plaques, the map. It finally makes some sense now. You missed it too. What a pair we make. What did Hircine show us? He revealed the snake, which I thought was just a substitute for our prey. But the sky tails on the plaques, the witch, the headsman, and the hunter, they're the Rach Guardians. Look at your map. See how the marks form the shape of the snake in the stars? And see how one mark is missing? If I place it here, we see the snake in its entirety. That's where we need to go. As for the Rach Guardians, well, we'll see. Storytellers say the dwarves knew the stars better than anyone. Strange passion for people who lived underground, eh? Anyway, let's get to this final location.
Good quality there.
Aye, this must be the spot. Just look at all this dwarf craft. The entrance to Batharsel must be around here somewhere. Always a trick with dwarves, though. Look at these pillars. More sky tails. Turn those stones in the right order, and I think we'll find our door. You hear that? Well done.
This looks promising.
Indeed. A dwarven lock of some kind, I suspect.
That did something, Harrier. That looks right to me. That did it! Wait. Something's not right. A darkness.
Arana, are you alright?
The door opened, but something happened to Irana. She mentioned something about a darkness. We should check on her, but we also need to determine that the keystone we seek is here. No, but she has a sensitivity that I do not possess. Most powerful witches do. Let's hope she recovers quickly. It is said that mechanical horrors guard the depths of Batharsel. No matter what, we must find the keystone. Mind the shadows and be on your guard. In addition to the mechanical traps and defenders, we know that Lady Belaine is also seeking the keystone. Gwendis and I can cover more ground on our own. Let's find the keystone.
So this is the Barzaya. Mind your feet, Harry. Every bit of metal in here means to do no harm. Never seen dwarfcraft like this. Must have been chiefs who lived here. Chiefs are grand metalworkers. Namira's blood. They cut the heart out of the ground. It's an entire city under the earth. Maybe something worse beneath. We're getting close to something, Harrier. Something awful.
Safely to your rest.
The tales were true. Silver. I'll send crafters down to carve it out once we deal with the rest of these metal beasts. I hear something. Wailing and scratching at the walls.
There. That must be the
There's
Archdine
darkness
keystone.
all around.
Verandis. So it's true. You are alive. Nevertheless, the keystone is mine.
I told you I saw him, skulking around Markarth. He's not as impressive as you led me to believe.
Enough, Belaine. Take the keystone. My Verandis would give chase. This pathetic creature. I don't know what it will decide to do.
Rada, you must listen. There's still time to make things right. Rada? Rada!
I don't hear any clanking behind us. I think we're clear. Curse that Lady Belaine. I thought if we could acquire the keystone, we could finally get the upper hand. I'm tired of snapping at the heels of the Grey Host. I want to go for the throat. Maybe, but you have to go alone from here, Harrier. There's a fork in the path, and we need to go our separate ways. At least for a while. There's something down here. A darkness. Like leeches in a pond, it takes little bites of my soul. I need to get back to the surface. I need to see the sky, feel the wind on my skin. I'll rally the warriors and start preparing for the fight to come. Protect your heart, Harrier. This darkness will eat at you too, if you let it. Keep an eye on Verandis, Harrier. Rada al-Saran was toying with him. He's got plans for your friend, I think.
Gwendis, think this through.
No. They slipped the noose once. That's not going to happen again.
My friend, I thought I could catch Rada and Lady Belaine. Convince him to... Anyway, I'm sorry I failed us. They acquired the keystone and escaped across the river, toward that dwarven structure in the distance. Unlike Gwendis, we can't rush off without a plan. Clear heads will win the day, mark my words. This contest is far from over. With a fresh trail to follow and new allies at our side, victory is closer than ever. And much of that is because of you. This must be Blackreach. I've read the legends, but I never thought it was real. The stories hardly do it justice. Perhaps one day I'll have an opportunity to explore it more fully. For now, we have work to do. Are you still with me, my friend? Ah, the keystone. What is it, and how is it connected to that dwarven structure? Why are they so important to Rada and Lady Belaine? Perhaps they seek to harness some sort of dwarven sorcery? Well, regardless, we can't allow them to achieve their goal. Yes, but we need to proceed with caution. We don't know the purpose of the keystone, and we don't know what they plan to do with it. That said, we are not without our own talents. We can overcome any obstacles and find a way forward. We always do. I'll meet you across the river. Together we'll find a way to enter that ruin. Seeing Rada again, it reopened many old wounds. He wasn't always the villain. At least, I like to think he wasn't. Ah, a fool's hope is a dangerous thing. I'll meet you outside the ruin, my friend.
Looking forward to seeing what you make with that.
There you are. We have a problem. This is where Rada and Lady Belaine entered the structure, but I can't find any way to open the doors. I suspect this may be why they needed the keystone. Ah, good question. Let's look around. Not all of the ruin remains intact. Portions have crumbled over the ages. Perhaps we can find a path through the rubble. Just be cautious. I've seen both constructs and shadowy creatures prowling this ruin. The constructs are dwarven and expected. The shadows, some sort of beings made of inky darkness. Quite unsettling and potentially dangerous. Something unusual has taken hold of this place. That door is clearly blocked. That strange energy. Wait. Is there something on the floor? Anything worth reporting about the contents of that note? That parchment appears relatively fresh and intact. What does it say? The Library of Arkzand. Interesting. I assume a dwarven library houses more than simply books. Anything else of pertinence written there? A dark relic. That sounds ominous. And quite likely related to the darkness that Arana sensed, and I now feel as well. That could be the source of these shades. Anything else? Void portals, a dark relic resonating power, and strange shades. We can't let any of this fall into Radha and Lady Belaine's hands. Let's see what we can find on the other side of this structure. Such destruction, and not the slow decay of time. Something terrible. That's a strange-looking shard. Another note and a strange shard. What do you think, my friend? Interesting. The shards remind me of something torn from the darkest corner of Oblivion. As unsettling as that object is, I think we should hold on to it. Especially...
You fear death.
I suggest you try to use a shard to propel yourself through one of the void portals. The risks are significant, but if we can turn these strange pockets of energy to our advantage, we have to attempt it. Worked! Well done, my friend. Up there. Try concentrating on that pocket of energy. This is impressive. This place. I had no idea. I knew the dwarves created some magnificent structures, but this is amazing. And look, more of those void portals in the higher portions of this. The only word that comes to mind is cathedral. Until we find the source, I can only speculate. We need to locate it, learn more about this energy, and determine the true nature of these shades. If Radha and Lady Belaine can harness this dark energy, I hate to imagine what they could accomplish. The longer I spend in close proximity, the more I pick up from the shades. I sense fragmented thoughts and raw emotion. They remind me of pure rage and unbridled pain. Perhaps exploring the... Shades. I sense their presence in every dark corner. Keep going. path ends here, but there's a door up above. We need to find a way to reach it. With the path ahead blocked, our only option appears to be the door above us. However, I sense something on the other side. I smell oil. I hear the whine of ancient gears. Proceed with caution, my friend. An excellent idea. You might have to get creative to reach the very top. With the path ahead blocked. This appears to be some sort of containment apparatus. And there's a shade trapped at the center. Another sheet of parchment. Bring it here. Might that be another observation by the Grey Host Pentarch? What secrets does it reveal this time? Of course! Despite all the knowledge he gained, he made a mistake. That trapped shade. That's the Grey Host Pentarch. We should attempt to free him, if not out of mercy, then to determine what he knows about the dark energy and its source. Very well. Manipulate the crystals and see if you can set the tortured shade free. Just exercise caution, my friend. I would hate to see you trapped within the apparatus alongside the Grey Host Pentarch. That's it. Keep repositioning the crystals to reflect the energy. That did something. Try to connect the crystals at all four corners of the room. did it! Quickly now, question the shade before it dissipates. Such anguish, such pain. Souls trapped in Molag Bol's realm wither over centuries, but this dark heart, it stripped that creature of its vitality almost instantly. I wish it had told us more, and could have been more coherent. Yes, but apparently for different purposes. Unstable breaches in the fabric of reality, imploded chambers, trapped shades. Everything points to some terrible dwarven experiment that went astray. This dark energy is clearly powerful, and dangerous. As the Shade implied, they each seek the Dark Heart for a different reason. Can only imagine what Rodda would do with such power. As for Belain, he called her the vessel that never fills. A curious description. Regardless, we must find them. It must have something to do with the sky above. Perhaps constellations such as those that led us to Bathar Zel. In any event, it's evident that the dark current flowing through this place traps souls and twists them into these shades. Watch for signs of the Grey Host, which should point us toward Rodda and Belain. Rodda and Belain, we found them. Let's listen in.
The orrery of Arksand. The key to our salvation. It has stood here unmoving for nearly 3,000 years.
You're sure the keystone will power it, Belain? It must be ready when the time comes.
The keystone is only part of the puzzle. As you agreed, we must also awaken the Dark Heart.
I gave you my word, Belain. The Grey Host will make your prophecy come true.
Reach witch signs and portents can be tiresome, but they are necessary for this. The Dark Heart must beat again.
And it will, Belain. Soon. With the Keystone, we can come and go as we please. Now, let us leave this place. We still have much to do before we restart the orrery.
Reach witch prophecies. What fates are you tempting now, Rudder? As we speculated, the Keystone does more than open doors. Rudder and Lady Belain plan to use it to restart the orrery. The question remains, why? And what role does this Dark Heart play in their schemes? I'm not sure. We know the Grey Host has Reach witches among its ranks. Perhaps a local coven has some role in all this. We need to speak with Arana. To learn about Reach witch prophecies, we might as well go to an expert. Without the Keystone or more of those void portals, we can't get down into the orrery chamber. I'll stay here and try to pick up their trail. I need you to go to Rebel's Retreat and see what you can learn from Arana.
Keep at it! Put that silver we acquired to good use, you lazy goat herders!
I wondered if you were going to return, Harrier. The worms and ghosts wouldn't stop whispering to me, talking about dark doings and stirring evil. But they were deadly silent about you. Did you catch up to Lady Belain? The Dark Heart, you say? There's a tale as old as the Ridge with an evil heart at its center. Like most Ridge stories, it ends bloody. Belain might have slipped your net, but we know what she's on about. Thanks to you, this hunt isn't over yet. The story of the Dark Heart. The Ghost Song clan knows it well. My clan. Once. I need to speak with my sister, Nathari. She studied the old secrets. Knows about prophecies, both ill and fair. If anyone can glean the mind of Lady Belain, it's her. Traditions passed down from our foremothers. Like the story of the prophecy of the Dark Heart. It deals with souls, shadows, endings. I know the core of it, but Nathari understands the nuances. Unfortunately, we haven't spoken in a long time. An outsider? Not likely. We need someone to intercede on our behalf. We need Brayden. He's a friend, and he holds the respect of the clan. If he vouches for you, Nathari might talk to you. He often visits Roldan Ring to trade news. Meet me there. Braden can speak to the mood of the Ghost Song clan. Tell him what you told me. I'm sure he'll help us get a meeting with my sister. He's a werewolf, mind you, but I've never had a truer friend. Look for him at Roldan.
The folk.
Just realized. I'm a long way from cleaning the
Raiden,
stables.
what news of the Ghost Song clan?
Your sister led the clan to Lost Valley. I was about to join them. Who's the outsider?
An ally against the Grey Host. I'll let them tell you themselves. I knew we'd find Braden here at this time.
An outsider walking alongside the great and powerful Arana. That's not a sight I thought I'd see today. And she says you're an ally. Tell me, outsider, why do you care what happens to the Reach? An outsider come to fight outsiders. I wish you hadn't brought your war here in the first place. Speaking with Nathari is going to be difficult, even if she would agree to such a meeting. She's taken the clan to Lost Valley Redoubt. That's just what the Reach folk call it. It isn't actually lost. We know exactly where it is. It's a sacred place from a darker time. Nathari said the time had come to return to Lost Valley, promised the clan a great revelation. I'm not sure, but I'm no witch. Some of our rituals aren't meant to be shared with outsiders, I'll tell you that much. Still, if Arana says it's important for you to speak to her sister, I believe her. I'll vouch for you, outsider. I'm off to Lost Valley. If you want to find your sister, that's where she's.
Why Lost Valley, Noble? What are you planning, my sister? This Grey Host scout has been clawed to pieces. Brayden's work, I presume. But why are these monsters here in the first place? Brayden must have gotten here ahead of us. I'd recognize his handiwork anywhere. It seems that the redoubt is overrun with Grey Host troops. We'll need to get past them to reach the old ritual site. The Nords built their barrow over the caves that were once used by my ancestors. The Spirit Queen led the first Ghost Song matron to a spot deep beneath the redoubt. I think that's where Nathari has taken the clan. They haven't. My mother had the entrance to the barrow concealed when I was a young girl. No one has used it since before I was born. I always knew those old stories interested my sister, but I never expected her to lead the clan down there.
That could be helpful.
I don't understand. It's like the Grey Host is guarding this place. Doesn't look like the Grey Host attacked my clan. At least not yet. We need to find them. there was
some
some
Grey Host
resistance.
command
Camp up ahead. Let's see what they're doing here.
We've already had trouble with one trespasser.
See what you can find.
Remember, for the Ashen Lord!
Grey Host scratchings. What does it say?
We're still standing. Be proud of that.
Well, do those scratchings on paper tell you anything about what the Grey Host is doing in Lost Valley Redoubt? I never should have let Nathari push me aside. She was always drawn to darkness, even as a girl. Lady Boleyn must have found her eager to believe the right lies. Does that letter say what Boleyn hopes to gain from my sister's foolishness? The Dark Heart again. According to the prophecy, death awakens the Dark Heart. By the spirits, what evil has Boleyn convinced my sister to perform? We need to find Nathari and stop her before something terrible takes place.
We fought well.
We're going the right way. The entrance is farther up. Keep going. The entrance should be here somewhere. Look around. Ah, you found the rock. That's actually the door, but it will only open for a Ghost Song Witch. Well, look at that. I've still got... Dark magic, rising all around us. Nathari must have started the ritual. How dare Nathari allow Grey Host soldiers to prowl these halls? Ritual sacrifices. Nathari wants the clan to return to the old ways. These dead are ancient. Clearly not my sister's doing. I can't believe she actually did it. Nathari sacrificed this Ghost Song Hunter. Nathari, no! What have you done?
The hour is upon us, dear sister. You must feel it. The darkness.
You sacrificed our own people! Oh, poor Sagan!
I should have expected Arana to take up with outsiders. She always rejected the old ways. This is no place for one who doesn't hear the spirits of the Reach. You're not worthy to walk these sacred halls. And every one of them gave up their life willingly. They gladly died to awaken the dark heart from its slumber. Arana may deny it, but this is the day Namira has been preparing us for. We give our souls to the dark in return for eternal life. You sound like Braden. True believers see the honor in this sacrifice, but not everyone can overcome the fear that whispers in their ears. The flesh quails even when the spirit is strong. No matter, we help them complete their journey. Why does this matter to you, outsider? The ghost song hunters, the true hunters, gather below, ready to give their lives for the Spirit Queen. Braden will too, when his time comes. I shall complete the ritual and awaken the dark heart. The clan chose me, Arana. The Spirit Queen demands death, and I shall give it to her.
Damn it. I should never have left. No. I can't allow this. We need to find Braden and the others. This is horrible. Natharia's convinced herself that she's doing the will of the Spirit Queen. And she persuaded at least some of the clan to go along with this madness. We have to find a way to stop her. Aye. That seems to be the long and short of it. The Dark Heart will beat again, and its power will surge up from the deep places to consume everything. Its darkness will cover the world. The prophecy talks of death and destruction. But it also says that those who embrace it will be spared. There's power in the darkness, especially for those who believe and hold true to its word. Now let's go try to save my clan from this madness. The old matrons mentioned a ritual cave deep within the barrow. It must be this way.
I'm with you, my friend.
Ghost Song hunters loyal to Nathari. Surely some must have opposed her. This is madness! Nathari will bring ruin upon the entire clan!
Shake free!
Poor Senin. Not you too, old friend. What's that beside him? What do those scratch marks tell you? Not many of my clan learned the scratchings, but Senin could read and write the Imperial language. He spent years in Morikar's Imperial Guard. What did he write down? As we've seen, Natharia's convinced some of the clan to support this mad endeavor. This is Lady Belaine's doing. Spirits take that woman. She's laughing far from here and safe, while Nathari does exactly what she wants. I remember that from the stories. A cavern where the floor drops into darkness. That's where the first Ghost Song Witch made a bargain with the Spirit Queen. Legend says the pit divides the land of the living from the dead. Let's keep moving.
Guard up, get moving.
catch it from below. We need to hurry.
The dark heart stirs. You can't stop the prophecy from being fulfilled.
You don't want to do this!
Challenge us, outsider.
Bari's power is growing. Every sacrifice strengthens the darkness. Below us, the darkness gathers in that infernal pit.
I take no pleasure in
feel it.
killing.
The dark heart
But I'm
is
glad
waking
we're
up.
alive and they're not.
It responds. The dark heart awakens. Give your lives so the dark heart may beat again. Too late, sister. The prophecy is fulfilled.
Stop Nefari before she feeds my entire clan to the darkness.
The dark heart hungers.
The darkness. It makes Nefari stronger. But try to protect Thank the spirits.
I knew Nathari's ideas were folly, but this... With her own hand, she gave her kin to the darkness. She would have killed all of us if you and Arana hadn't arrived. Nathari was a friend once, before she became obsessed with the old ways. If Lady Boleyn put her on that path, then I've got a score to settle with her. And I'll fight to protect what's left of us, few though we may be. Aye, we'll fight. There aren't many of us left, but most of us are werewolves. Lady Boleyn will regret the day she turned our own witches against the clan. That, I promise you. We'll make our way to Rebel's retreat. I'll look for you and Arana there.
This is what you bring us, Arana. Frightened pups?
Frightened pups? My hunters are the equal of 10 of yours. Do you care to see our claws and fangs?
Save it for the Grey Horse, Skin Changer. Let's see what they can do on the training field.
The news that Lady Boleyn was invoking the prophecy of the Dark Heart. I never expected it to lead to the decimation of my old clan at the hands of my sister. Still, I can't help feeling that this was a rehearsal for something even more terrible. The prophecy says it takes more than a handful of deaths to awaken the Dark Heart. Oh, Nathari got something to stir, but I think Lady Boleyn just used her to test the waters. The darkness responded, though. Thank the spirits you stopped the ritual.
There you are. That darkness Arana mentioned? I think we found it. Verandis has been studying that dark energy down in the library of Arkstand, trying to figure out what Rada al-Saran and Lady Boleyn have planned. He thinks it might actually be related to the darkness. The void. Isn't that a terrifying thought? Look, I'm no scholar. I barely believe in this stuff and I hardly understand it. But the void is the place outside the places. The darkness beyond Mundus and Oblivion. Anyway, Verandis felt a change in the currents. He sent me to get you. Well, that would explain it. You might have stopped it from fully awakening, but Verandis says something has changed. Even I could feel it. Come on, Verandis needs you to meet him at Night Hollow Keep. That's where he traced the dark energy to. Night Hollow Keep is down in Blackreach, east of the Library of Arksand. Verandis is there. He's waiting for you before he continues his search for the Dark Heart.